Hey guys, today I will be continuing what if Deku could use 100% one for all from the start. Last time we left off after the events of the UA Sports Festival, and Deku's victory in the event. Now that everyone is caught up, let's begin. 2 days after the UA Sports Festival, normal classes resume, with Deku being recognized by countless passengers on the train, with some of them calling him the future symbol of peace. Once they arrive at class, Mr. Aizawa informs them that they will be doing hero internships soon, showing them their offers which were based on their results in the sports festival. And if they don't have any offers, UA has a partnership with a few agencies where they could get them a place. As expected, Deku dominated the offers, having offers from most agencies offering internships to students, and Shoto being in second due to his father's influence, and Bakugo close behind. Aizawa then explains that they will need to choose their hero names, with Midnight coming in to help, due to it not being Aizawa's cup of tea. Like usual, Deku chooses the name Deku, having been influenced by Uraraka telling him that it would make a great hero name and sounds kind of cute. At the end of the school day, Deku agrees to walk home with Tenya and Akako Uraraka, however they notice that Tenya has already left without them. Before they leave, All Might suddenly appears in the doorway and takes Deku aside, informing him that he has an offer from Gran Torino, his master, who he has already met while training. Deku accepts the offer, and goes to walk home with Uraraka. On the first day of the internships, Shoto dismisses the students after giving out their costumes. Before Tenya leaves for Hoju, Deku and Uraraka approach him. They advocate for him to talk to them if he's feeling helpless and asks if he's comfortable doing so because they are all friends. He affirms their friendship and walks away, changing his expression from a smile to a vengeful glare. Afterwards, Deku travels to Gran Torino's house and is frightened to find him inside lying in a red puddle, fearing he was dead. However, he quickly remembers that it is a part of his personality, asking him if his ketchup and sausages are okay, helping him to stand up. Due to already mastering full cowling, Gran Torino helps Deku master using 2 quirks simultaneously, allowing Deku to use 100% one for all in tandem with Black Whip. After training for a few days, Gran Torino decides that the only thing Deku requires is experience fighting different villains, deciding to take the train to Tokyo. While passing through Hoju, the train is attacked by a Nomyu, who Gran Torino swiftly knocks out the train, ordering Deku to wait for him to return. Despite hearing the orders, Deku jumps off the train, rushing into the city to help, where he overhears that Tenya had run off. After putting 2 and 2 together, Deku realizes that Tenya either must be searching for or engaging Stain. Not wanting to waste time, Deku activates 50% one for, to jump between rooftops, searching isolated alleyways, eventually finding Stain standing over Ida preparing to kill him. Seeing this, Deku uses Black Whip to toss his sword away, punching Stain in the face, sending him crashing to the ground, telling Ida that he is here to save him, using the time for Stain recover. Deku uses Black Whip to relocate Native and Ida to a safe position on top of a nearby roof. He then tells Stain to surrender, getting in a fighting stance. Seeing Deku as worthy to live, Stain tells Deku to step aside or he will have to kill him, however Deku tells him that as a hero he can never do that. Hearing this, Stain smiles, preparing to attack, dashing towards Deku, throwing 5 knives at him, however Deku easily dodges them, where he is ferociously attacked by Stain. But Deku manages to block the blade with his fingers, grabbing it, shattering it, using Black Whip to wrap around Stain, tossing him to the side, however Stain manages to escape his grip. Charging Deku once again. Wanting to end the fight, Deku wraps Black Whip around Stain once again, pulling him in, punching him in the chest with a 20% smash, knocking him out. After taking all of Stain's weapons, and tying him with rope, Deku jumps up to the rooftop and collects Ida and Native, asking them if they are okay. He then takes them, reunites with the other heroes, who call the police and an ambulance for Ida and Native. Suddenly Deku is attacked by a Nomu swooping down, attempting to grab him, however Deku catches it with Black Whip before it could, using a 50% Detroit Smash to kill it. After the Hoju incident is over, the police chief meets Deku and Ida at Hoju Hospital, scolding them for unlicensed quirk usage. Telling them that they won't get into trouble as long as Endeavor is credited for the takedown of Stain, however warning them not to do it again. After their internships are over, during their General Heroics class, All Might announces that their lesson will consist of rescue training, explaining how they will split up into 5 groups of 4. With each group, taking it in turns to race to rescue him somewhere throughout the facility. As soon as the activity began, Deku used 100% One for All and Black Whip, to launch himself towards the symbol of peace, reaching him within a second, winning the activity. 1 week before the final exams, Aizawa reminds his class to prepare their minds and their bodies for the written and practical sections of the exam. On the day of the exam, Nezu explains that contrary to their beliefs, they will not be fighting the same robots from the entrance exam. Instead they will be partnered and have to either beat their selected teacher or escape within the 30 minutes allotted time, and to make it fair, the teachers will be wearing a weights as a handicap. He then reveals the matchups, with Deku being paired with Bakugo, against the symbol of peace, All Might. Unlike the usual story, Deku does not insist on escaping straight away, leaving the decision up to Bakugo, who of course decides to engage All Might head-on, however telling Deku to stay out of it. Their argument is interrupted by a Texas Smash from All Might, tearing through the streets with the wind pressure alone. All Might instantly leaps into action, targeting Deku, throwing a Texas Smash towards Deku, which is caught by Deku, forcing All Might to attempt to punch him with his other arm. But Deku also blocks that, using Black Whip, to pull All Might off balance, allowing him to break free, using a low kick to knock All Might off his feet, followed by an explosive barrage from Bakugo. But before they could monopolize on the opportunity, All Might gets back up, using a New Hampshire Smash to dispel the explosions, running towards Bakugo, smashing his support gear. Preparing to knock him out the fight, however Deku holds All Might back, pulling him towards him with Black Whip before the attack could land. All Might then uses a Oklahoma Smash, whirling around, to pull Deku in, punching him in the chest, however Deku narrowly blocks it, releasing Black Whip. Deku then decides to target All Might's injury, throwing a flurry of consecutive Detroit Smashes, which All Might manages to block, however it leaves an opening for Deku to punch him in the face, sending him crashing through a building. To be safe, Bakugo strains his arms, creating massive explosions, destroying the support of the building, toppling it on All Might. Despite having the weight of a building on him, All Might gets up mostly unscathed, brushing off the dirt, charging Bakugo, using a Missouri Smash to knock out Bakugo, however he is grabbed by Deku. Using Black Whip to hold his arms together, allowing Deku to use a St. Louis Smash disorientate All Might, in the time it took for All Might to break free. All Might then compliments his student, telling him that he has came a long way, however still has far to go, using a California Smash followed by consecutive Detroit Smashes to push Deku back, grabbing him by the leg, slamming him to the ground. Deku then comments that those attacks would have been a lot harder to block if not for the handicap All Might had, jumping back into the fight, trading blows with All Might for the next 5 minutes. This continues until All Might obviously starts to run out of steam from the damage, so Deku decides to try end the fight as soon as possible. Noticing that All Might had started to try make distance. As soon as All Might tried to use a New Hampshire Smash to try to escape, Deku attaches himself to him with Black Whip, using All Might's momentum to pull himself towards All Might, flipping above him, throwing 100 punches within a second, landing 15 of them as well as Bakugo waking up, firing an explosion with all his strength, slamming All Might to the ground, allowing Deku to cuff him, taking the victory for the both of them. Deku then realizes that All Might was starting to deflate, so he picks him up, running through the gate to Recovery Girl's office, telling Bakugo to go on without him. Inside Recovery Girl's office, All Might congratulates Deku on the victory, asking him if he had to punch so hard, with Deku apologizing, however stating that he didn't hold much back either. Placing his hand on his stomach, now feeling the pain due to the adrenaline wearing off, deciding to have Recovery Girl to also heal him as well. Back at their homeroom, those who believe they failed the practical section of finals fear they won't be able to go to the training camp during summer vacation. However, Aizawa reveals that everyone will be going regardless of their result in the final exams, admitting the teachers left the students a window for them to win and that all students must go to training camp to get stronger. He then calls it a rational deception, upsetting many of the students who feel they were tricked. Okay guys, this is the end of the fourth part of What If Deku Could Use 100% One for All from the start. If you enjoyed this What If, please consider dropping a comment, like, subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell to be notified about all What Ifs I upload. With this out the way, this is Demonic Saiyan saying bye.